Hello and welcome back to Raccoon Creek Homestead. Today we are going to be attaching our grow lights to our shelves. The ones that I got were on Amazon. They were about $25 and they came with, and I'll put a picture right here of everything, but it was the actual lights themselves. And what I thought was cool is it came with different ways to attach the lighting, whether it came with zip ties or screws or the sticky two-sided tape stuff. We're going to be using the zip ties just because I think it's easier. So we are going to start with untangling them. And it came with 4, but I'm going to put, this has 5 shelves. Obviously I can't put one above the 5th shelf, so I'm just going to use it for storage of like watering cans and seeds and stuff. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, and these are all sets of 2, so I just went ahead and ordered 2. Now that I've seen how bright they are, you might be okay with 1, but I would rather have too much light than not enough. And these are also full spectrum lights, and I will put a link to Amazon where I got them in the box below. So now that I've separated them, I have my handy dandy zip ties, and these came with, they have like the little holes, and I am just going to thread it under and over. And I'm going to stand up because it's a little tall. And I am just going to zip tie them. And I'll tighten it once I get the whole thing up there. I also try to make sure that I get it as centered as possible. And now that I have both, I'll tighten them down. That way I don't have to tighten it and then try to slide it and it not want to work with me. So there's the first one. And again, it came with the two-sided tape or the screws if you want to screw it in there. I'm just not trying to put holes in my walls, and this just kind of worked for my setup. Also, I'm not going to put this on the edge because I want the light to be more in the middle, because that's where my plants are going to be. Okay, so there's the first one and the second one. And then I'm just going to cut the zip ties. And when I did it, and I'll show you in a little bit closer, I put the things you feed them through kind of on the side. That way my seeds would sit more flat. So I'm going to go ahead and do this one as well. And one thing, watch where your cords are in relation to like this and your plug. Oh, that's something else. Make sure that this can reach a plug, and also before you start, make sure that they work. That way you don't go to all this trouble for nothing. And like, see, this one almost got tangled up with well, I got lucky there, because that was the one from the top 2 shelves. hopefully you can see a little bit better with this one because it's not up as high. I also got this shelving rack on Amazon. It was $70. It was $69 and some change, but after tax, $70. So for this entire setup, it'd be $130-ish for both sets of the lights and the shelving. And then if you already have C-trays, you don't have to worry about that expense. I already had the flat pieces, but I needed like the little inserts. So that was another like $15-ish for me. So this entire setup cost me less than $150. I don't try to spend, oh, and of course we can use it next year. So, I mean, I just look at it as a investment. The second one is definitely easier to get in than the first one because you're not trying to hold the other side up. And then cut them off. Okay, and then like I said, I would show you I had them go more to the side instead of right on top. That way that they may not show like it's a little bit more flat. I hope you can see that. But that's our lighting system. And I will turn them on to test them. I may cut this part out if it's really bright. Which, I mean, it's going to be really bright, but if the... Oh, and something else I like about this one is it has brightness controls, and then it has where you can set a timer for 3, 6, and 12 hours. But there is your bright light. You can also, it's got different lightings. So you can turn it up and turn it down. And then like I said before, this is kind of the part about the shelves. So I have one of these trays. It holds 12 of the 6-cell, and I reuse these. I just use these to start the seedlings because it's more for like tomatoes, just because it's easier to up pot. But you can only fit one. I mean, I guess you could probably fit 2. I am not this brave. I mean, maybe if you pulled it out, but it's still not going to get as much light. So you can either split the middle of the light and just have it be directly over. Or I'm going to get, I have like egg cartons, like the cardboardy ones. And I'll put those, like I'll put 2 of those here. Just for the easy, like cut apart, stick the whole thing in the ground when it comes to like sewing them. But there is that, and then, you know, put more on each one, and I will label them with some masking tape. It's still too early. This kind of was, I was hoping to fill that I want to start seeds hole in my heart. So hopefully that'll tide me over. I'm not gonna lie, I want to start the seeds real bad, but I still have to wait a couple weeks. But it's coming, and I'm getting there. This was a nice start, and I'm counting down the days. And then this is the setup as a whole. And something else that I like to do is, instead of like trying to lower the light, which I mean, I guess you could do with the zip ties, instead of tightening them all the way, to leave it as loose as you can and it'll be lower. But I just put stuff under it to make it taller instead of... So like with this, if I wanted to raise it, instead of trying to get the light lower, I put some under it to get this taller. Because we've got, between books and just stuff, an empty cardboard box, it's a lot easier to get this higher than to try to get these lower. So like I said, I'm just going to put... I have enough shipping boxes, especially this week from Amazon. I will make it work by raising it, or books, or what have you. But that is all I have for today, our fun little project, and it took less than 15 minutes, 10 minutes after editing, maybe. Not a lot of time. So you can do it. It may take you a minute. I had help with the shelving. My son helped me put it together. And could I have done it by myself? Yeah, I absolutely could have. But it was a lot faster with him helping me. So yeah, I would say the setup altogether, you could knock it out in probably, I'd say 20 minutes. 20 minutes with help or less, 30 minutes on your own. But yeah, if I can do it, you can do it. So until next time, bye.